next we have Neighborhoods.
Neighborhoods, I
Neighborhoods.
believe.
Yeah. Overall, Blink's return, their last full studio album with Tom DeLonge. Came basically. They all had kind of tragedies. Plane crash and I
Well,
think
that's really what brought them together.
yeah, that is that is what brought them together. Yeah. Overall, not as probably like debatably probably their least solid release. Not to say that there was nothing good on this album. There is a lot of good stuff on this album. I feel I like Fighting the Gravity a lot, which is a bonus track, but oh well. I like Hearts All Gone a lot. I like Snake Charmer a lot, which is also a bonus track, but oh well. There's just a lot of good stuff I feel that there is on this album, even you know, even if it may not have been them at their most solid point, or it wasn't the best received. There is still good stuff on Neighborhoods. I feel.
Uh-huh. I
Um,
can't really add much to it, but I all I can say is that it was pretty good.
yeah,
Um,
it wasn't. I don't think it deserves as much flack as it gets. It was. I don't. It was definitely probably at their most mature as a band. I mean, Leaky, you know, obviously their 2003 Untitled still had, some of that pop punk, lightness to it. This album really didn't. It was mostly just straight mature. It still it still sounded some, kind of happy, but it at some points, but it still like overall was just kind of darker. Which, for better or for worse. Overall, just, you know, it was okay. Um
mhm.
but yeah, I
Um,
guess next we have Dogs Eating Dogs, which is, we can talk about that quickly. Last
oh man, I've got something to say
Okay,
about
go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
That has Pretty Little Girl, right?
Yep, with Yellow Wolf.
Oh,
Oh,
that song,
honestly ruined the
I
EP.
really like that song, but then when
Except, yeah, when
Yellow
Yellow
Wolf,
Wolf comes in, yeah, it ruins the
oh
EP.
man, I mean, honestly, I
Yeah,
can't stand it. It hurts it. It makes me cringe, and
yeah,
it just
yeah.
makes me not like the EP. It's
Exactly. The EP,
is it
EP
an
is like
EP?
great. Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
EP, 5-track EP. It's great until Yellow Wolf comes in. And it's sad
yeah.
because that was the last thing they ever put out, the last like recorded studio material that they ever put out with Tom, and it had to end on such a sour note with Yellow Wolf.
I know.
And then it's Matt
Oh,
Skiba, and we never hear from Tom again in the band. It's just so sad.
oh man.
Overall, though, still a pretty good EP. Otherwise, they definitely, it was a lot more connected. I really feel that it was good. It. I feel like otherwise, other than Yellow Wolf, it ended on a good note. I feel like it was definitely something that closed off the era well. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I guess that leaves us with their most recent release, California,
Okay,
with Matt
I have
Skiba.
some notes about this.
Go ahead.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so this stuff might not matter. California was released on January 1st, 2016. I remember this day
July 1st,
because
2016.
uh, I remember it because I remember on my YouTube
Mm-hmm.
uh, feed that it just had all the lyric videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember first listening to it all and being very disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean,
I didn't think
understandably so.
I didn't think Matt fit the band very well. One
Yeah.
interesting fact that some people might not realize
Mm-hmm.
is that Tom. Okay, so Tom's full name, is Thomas Matthew DeLong,
Mm-hmm.
and Matt's is Matthew Thomas
Skiba. Yeah.
Skiva.
That is
So it's
interesting.
just kind of funny.
Uh-huh.
Uh, like I loved Matt Skiba in Alkaline Trio. In
Yeah.
fact, I was into them right before
Yeah.
Blink brought him in.
And I was
I
right after
showed.
you told me about him. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I thought their music was good.
Yeah.
Did I mean? I mean, Crimson was
Oh yeah. I
excellent.
love Crimson. Good Morning is pretty good. It's and then their first album, which is an expletive that I'm not going to say out loud, is honestly probably one of my favorite pop punk debuts albums. It's good. And then they have some pretty good. This Addiction I liked. I know it's not their most popular album. And then My Shame Is True is also pretty good. But yeah, overall, Alkaline Trio, good band. You should listen to them if you like Matt Skiba and Blink. Yeah. But overall, as far as the album itself goes, it got some criticism for its production. I feel like and overall, I feel the album got too much flack. They thought
I gave it.
Well,
I gave it too much.
Yeah, I feel like what's his face? Yeah, John Feldman. His production, I feel, got too much hate. I didn't think. Make it. It's 2016. I think overproduced pop punk is kind of something we just have to live with.
Well, it's kind of the norm now.
Exactly. Nowadays, it's just kind of the norm. Frickin' Weezer, their latest album, I hated because they still, even by 2016, they weren't overproduced. And then 2017, they just had to go and release an overproduced album, but that's besides the point.
Just a little comment for anyone out there. Since the Menzingers are considered punk rock, I think the genre's kind of died.
That's
love the Menzingers, but they are definitely not punk.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Social Distortion also.
They're sort of folk punkish, sort of.
Yeah, I really like both bands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're both
I like
good, but they're not really they're not just straight punk rock,
My favorite songs off California. I gotta say, one song I really like is "Home Is Such a Lonely Place."
That's interesting because that's a track I don't really care for much.
Well, for me, it kind of matters because it's like it's saying how you're missing someone.
Yeah.
It might have a deeper meaning. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interpret it as I will. But yeah, and it's like thinking of all the people who have left over the years. There have been people I miss that have left over time, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I guess I don't know. It's not a track I really come back to often, so I guess I probably have to listen to it before I made a proper statement. But oh well. Tracks I like: Cynical, Bored to Death, She's Out of Her Mind are good. Sober is good. No Future is good. I like Teenage Satellites and Kings of the Weekend. Rabbit Hole is pretty good. San Diego's pretty good. And then California at the end is also a pretty good track. Overall, a pretty solid, consistent release. Not completely consistent, like I would say their Untitled or Enema of the State was, but still relatively consistent. And honestly, as a throwback album, I just hope they don't keep making albums like this. I hope this is just a one-time thing where they kind of go throwback, because otherwise I feel like they're just trying to, be, 17.
Yeah, I can explain this. So, as some of you probably know if you're watching the video, you know of Simple Plan. The pop punk group that was popular in, 2002. They had, is it still not, or no, can't remember.
What
I don't know.
The album name or what?
Actually, I have it right.
Yeah, no pads, no helmets, just balls.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
that works for them.
I really like it because they're 19 probably, and it actually fits.
Yes.
When how childish they're being. But then when they're 30,
they're still Pierre was 23 by then. I'd say if you're a punk dude, you can act like that when you're 23. Yeah.
But then they never changed.
Shed that attitude. Yeah.
And now it's 2017. They're 40 years old.
Yeah, they're old. And they're still doing the same act.
And yeah, in fact, on one of their albums, can't remember which one it was. A song called "You Suck at Love."
Yeah.
It's so cringy of a name, honestly.
It is. Honestly, and I'm glad that blink-182.
Oh, perfectly perfect too.
Yeah.
Oh, trash.
I'm just glad that blink-182 hasn't done that yet. California, I don't think is them trying to relive their youth. I think it's a wistful reflection on it, which is good. They were matured by Blink-182 and Neighborhoods, I feel. So I'm glad for that. I hope they're not trying to, be 17 again with their next album. But yeah, I think as far as the deluxe edition for this album goes, I'm glad they did not release that as a separate album because honestly, it would suck.
I didn't really. I remember listening to that, and it was like someone asked, "What's my favorite song off it?" And I just said the only one I could remember. It wasn't very memorable.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't memorable much, and overall, yeah, I know it just wasn't that good of a deluxe edition, type thing.
I could only remember Wildfire and 6-8.
6-8 is like the one track that I don't even really remember it much. I just remember it being good.
I don't remember it being good. It's the only one I remember.
Exactly.
Wildfire too, because I think they had lyric videos posted first.
They had a lyric video posted for Wildfire. I know. Yeah, I know. Parking Lot, like Matt Skiba's line about Chicago, I think.
Oh
didn't fit at all.
I remember complaining about that with you.
Yeah, no, that's why I bring it up because it's just it doesn't it's California. Why are you talking about Chicago? I get that's kind of where you're sort of from, but
he could have mentioned San Francisco.
Exactly.
Because he lived in.
He grew up there. He literally has a song on his debut album titled "San Francisco" with Alkaline Trio, but
would have fit a lot better.
It would have, but nope. Let's talk about Chicago. So, well, and yeah, honestly, one thing I am bummed about, flipping it back to Alkaline Trio quickly, is that he's still writing stuff mainly with Blink. He's kind of leaving Alkaline Trio in the dust, which is a bummer because they released an album, Blink, just 2 years ago, and then they, in 2017, released a whole deluxe edition, set of tracks, 10, 11, 12 tracks on it. Well, Alkaline Trio hasn't released a new album since 2013, and so that's...
And they need to.
They need to, badly, yeah.
I remember, they would also be a band I'd listen to, skateboarding, because they I don't know, they fit the mold of what you want to listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Millencolin does, and just different bands like that. Yeah, No Effects.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely agree with that one, yeah. But yeah, overall, Blink-182, probably one of the most solid careers of any pop-punk band I listen to, or punk in general, really. Honestly, I can't think of another punk band that I've liked their discography so consistently. And yeah, I still wouldn't call them my favorite pop-punk band, but I'd still say that they're my most consistent. And I gotta
I'd say they're my favorite band ever. It's a bold statement, but because I like it.
No, but you're right. You're not wrong for saying that at all because it's, they're
influential.
Yeah, they're influential and they're really that good. They're just even when we are into other bands, into them for a while, we can still always come back to Blink-182 and feel at home. They're comfortable to listen to. They're easy to listen to. They fit a lot of moods. They've got a lot of different, styles. And even if it's not Blink-182, it's something that's related. It's, Transplants, Plus 44, Boxcar Racer, Alkaline Trio. It's stuff that's still in that same kind of ballpark. And Angels and Airwaves. It's all that. And I definitely think that's what makes them so great is because not only are they influential, but they've made all these connections and offshoots that, even when you're not listening to Blink, you're still listening to Blink, But
yeah, overall, I think this is the end of the review. I am DJEZREVIEWSShaniqwa.
And I'm Cool Gamer 311.
And this was Blink-182 recap.
Yeah, career recap. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's all. We'll see you next time, guys. We're not sure what we're gonna talk about next. Probably like Pitch Perfect 3 or something. But yeah, that should be good. And we'll see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.